This is true. This is real. This is Straight Edge.
Half the fans are cheering, and the other half, a lot of people are a little confused by what we're seeing. And Punk, well, he almost had a pin right there off the bat.
And look at Punk once again mocking Steve Corino.
You want to talk about mind games with Christopher Daniels early on tonight, but this is surpassing it already.
Well, these two, we have a very interesting situation here. I'm not quite sure what to make of it, as Punk wrenching the arm and now going behind, and he pushes Corino off, and look at him. Oh, look at Punk just showing Corino, hey, I'm faster than you, I'm quicker than you, I'm younger than you. Corino having some word for the fans. You know what, CM Punk, he really reminds me a lot of Steve Corino back when we first met Corino back in ECW, back in 1998, I believe, or 99.
Yeah, back in the day, yes. There is definitely some similarities there. I mean, Corino's had the tattoos, but I think that's about it. They're, you know, these guys are quite alike. CM Punk, a younger version of Steve Corino, and I think Steve Corino feels that that's true as well. And I don't know if Punk really is going for that.
Well, there's definitely some kind of relationship between these two. We're not quite sure yet.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't put my finger on the connection here, but I mean, we saw Punk leave Corino's locker room on 8/16 in Connecticut.
Yeah, and then he was looking for Daniels. I guess Corino stooged off Daniels as the possible attacker of Lucy. That's a whole nother situation. But right now, we still have Punk showing up Corino.
He could have hit him there with the face wash, I believe. He had Corino in the corner.
And look at him. He's striking Corino's pose in Japan, and Corino's had enough. He's telling Punk to hit him.
Hit him.
First shot. Open hands, right? Open hands. Go. Nope. Right here. Smart arena. I'm not going to hit you. Right here. I'll be over here. Right here. If you want to wrestle, okay? Hit me, motherfucker! Yes,
and there's Corino showing the youngster, showing the veteran knows more lessons than the youngster as he's tying him up in an abdominal stretch right now.
And he lets it out real quick, releases it.
That was once again showing up Punk, and there he's doing the X to Punk, showing him up one more time. Corino challenging Punk. Punk trying to take some low blows on Corino, or not necessarily low blows, I mean some kind of underhanded tactics. Corino smart to it. You're not going to out-trick Corino when it comes to that kind of stuff. What an exchange we're seeing between Punk and Corino.
Ooh, nice forearm and another. Back and forth these guys are going.
The mind games are over as they're unloading on each other right now. Chops back and forth. Big forearm by Corino. Punk fires back. Corino hitting the ropes.
Oh, devastating forearm. That just rocked Punk, and he goes to the floor.
And
what was that?
He just pushed down one of Corino's young boys.
Was that necessary?
Corino going for the baseball slide. Punk moves, and Corino unloads with the right hand. But Punk fires back. Neither man giving an inch. Neither man letting the other have the satisfaction of getting one up on him. And Corino goes to the gut.
Oh, into the rail right there. We have a tooth-and-nail battle here in Ring of Honor.
It's getting intense in this one, just like we saw Glory by Honor 2 on September 20th. When CM Punk helped Steve Corino defeat Raven. I guess you could say he helped him, but Corino more angry that Punk interfered in his match.
You know, we know the history between Raven and Corino in ECW. Corino never beat Raven in ECW. And Corino's wondering why Punk chose him for that match. And, you know, Corino, he was victorious, but I really think he was upset that Punk interfered. What a hard-hitting slap that was on 920, boy.
And there's a power slam by Corino, going back to that situation on 920 at Glory by Honor 2. It seems pretty puzzling that even CM Punk booked Carino in that match against Raven in the first place, as Punk had the power to book anyone he wanted against Raven, and he chose Steve Carino of all people. And Carino didn't seem too happy about it.
And Carino, we saw the interview early tonight. He says he likes to irritate people. He irritates wrestlers, he irritates his boss in Japan, and it really seems like he's been doing that. I mean,
he irritates the hell out of me, I'll tell you that much.
And what was that? Glory by Honor, too, you know, with Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels and everything backstage. What is this guy thinking? And I don't even want to get into Homicide. That's a whole other can of worms there. I mean, that situation exploded, and it could still explode again. Look at the scars on his arms from the Connecticut shows, from that barbed wire and Homicide. So many issues.
No one will ever forget that Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies Match of the Year candidate between Carino and Homicide. What a bloodbath that was. What a classic. And right now it looks like we could have another classic on our hands as the pace between CM Punk and Steve Carino is picking up.
Back and forth. These hard-hitting chops. What a strong style matchup we have here.
It's a battle of who will get the last laugh, who will one-up the other, and there's no better way to one-up somebody than to get a pinfall on them or to make them submit. Both men are out for victory right here, out to prove they are the better man, and don't forget, this match will have ramifications on the top 5 rankings.
Absolutely, here as these two guys are upper echelon wrestlers here in Ring of Honor. And Punk whips Carino into the corner, follows through with a clothesline.
Right now, this match is getting less cerebral and more physical as Punk is unloading it. Oh, he just caught him in the neck almost with that kick.
And you see the tape all over Carino's body. Over the last 2 years wrestling in Japan, he's going through some hard-hitting, strong-style battles. And that move there by Punk just devastated the already kind of broken down body of Carino.
Carino definitely is not the man he was 5 years ago when he did remind me a lot of CM Punk. He has gotten through a lot of ring wars in that time. I mean, this is a guy who lost hearing in one ear against Homicide in August at that Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies match from that slap. I mean, anyone who saw that slap, oh, we got a cover, not enough. But anyone who saw that slap that Homicide delivered to Carino will never, never, never forget it. And you know what? Steve Carino will never forget it either, because a man cannot hear out of one ear now because of it. Carino trying to fight back against Punk right now.
Do you think the whole issue between Carino and Homicide is over?
It has to be. I mean, there's too much hatred involved, and I don't want to see another repeat of what we saw in Connecticut.
I mean, Carino, you know, he has a lot of pride, but he took so much devastation in that match. Another encounter between those two could spell the end of Steve Carino's career.
Or Homicides. It's almost too violent to book again. Let's get to the issue at hand, though, and that's a big boot scrape by CM Punk.
And that face wash right there, right in the face of Punk, in Carino, he looks mad.
Once again, CM Punk delivers. And you know what? I hate to turn our attention away from the match, but we have to mention maybe some consider Homicide versus Carino the feud of the year, but most consider Raven against CM Punk the feud of the year. What's going to be next for CM Punk? That'll be interesting to keep an eye on as he is looking to find out who is Lucy's attacker. Nice backbreaker there by Punk.
Ooh, and a count of 2 right there.
Carino did point the finger at Christopher Daniels and the Prophecy as Lucy's attacker, but we saw it intermission with Colt Cabana and Dan Moff. Moff swearing on his father's grave that the Prophecy had nothing to do with the Lucy attack.
And after what we saw at Wrestle Rave with Dan Moff wrestling for the ROH World title, and Dan Moff swears on his father's grave, that means more than the world to Dan Moff. And for for Carino to make an accusation like that, I don't know what he has up his sleeve.
And listen to the fans almost getting behind Steve Carino, appreciating this action. Who would have ever thought you'd see an ROH crowd getting behind Steve Carino? Carino hates the Ring of Honor fans, and look at Punk yanking Carino down by the hair.
Well, let's get back to, the Lucy thing with Punk. I've never seen a man so irate as CM Punk. And if he doesn't find out who does that anytime soon, the level of the irateness that he is going to have, it's going to be bad here for Ring of Honor. I mean, do you have any idea what you think did it?
I really have no clue. Wrath of the Racket, if you saw the videotape, you know what we're talking about.
Do you think anybody knows?
Well, Carino did point the fingers at Daniels in the prophecy, so it's definitely something to keep an eye on. As right now, Punk working over Carino. Carino dazed in the corner. Punk with the superior conditioning. The longer this match goes, the more in favor for Punk that'll play. And look at that, a sunset flip by Carino. No, only a 2 count.
A 2 count right there, but Carino pops up to his feet first and a low blow by Punk.
We're seeing Punk pull the hair. We're seeing him with low blows. And look at that cocky smile on his face. The arrogance of CM Punk. He thinks he's better than you because he leads that straight-edge lifestyle. He's drug-free and alcohol-free, and he'll let you know about it. If you're sitting at home right now drinking a beer or smoking a bowl, he's looking down on you. Renee's got him hooked. Carino has to mount some offense soon. Shades of what we saw Christopher Daniels do earlier.
This guy is unbelievable.
And Punk comes out with a big clothesline.
With a fighting clothesline out of the corner, goes for a cover. This time hooks the leg.
And look at Carino. He is favoring that ear right now. The ear that Homicide took the hearing out of by slapping him. Carino having to wear that, I believe he's got some swab in there, some kind of cotton to protect it. But it's not going to be enough as there's a 2 count right now by CM Punk.
And we see how this match is developing here. And with the ego of both these competitors, could you imagine what it would do to the psyche of the loser of this match? Could you imagine what would go through Steve Carino's head if CM Punk was victorious? And even what would go through CM Punk's head if Carino was victorious? I mean, to win this match, I can't wait for the end of this match.
I mean, I can't figure out whether these two are friends. I mean, they seem to be potential friends, but at the same time, they seem to be potential rivals against each other. It's really hard to tell what direction we're going to go in. Either way, though, there's a definite game of who's going to get the last laugh going on. And Punk continues to work over Carino. Has him hooked. Nice Russian leg sweep into a cover. And notice Carino clutching at the ear one more time. He is definitely favoring that ear. It's definitely giving him problems.
It's definitely a soft spot.
It's going to be a chronic injury for Carino to contend with for the rest of his career as a result of Homicide. And Carino sent to the floor. Now he's clutching at that shoulder.
And that shoulder is pretty heavily taped up. And he went shoulder first there. It looked like he went in an awkward angle into that guardrail.
It is a shoulder and neck injury that did end up costing Carino that match to Homicide, as Carino's manager, Chuck LeGrand, who could not be here tonight, threw in the towel in Connecticut to save Carino from further injury.
And now mind games towards the fans as well. But Steve Carino, I mean, he's got that swab in his ear and the tape on his shoulder. I mean, it's like he's got a bullseye on him. And CM Punk, you know, I would be targeting those areas if I was Punk.
CM Punk now picking up Steve Carino. The Raven feud is behind him, although Raven does want one more match. There's nothing in it for Punk, though. He doesn't care, as he is unleashing on Carino. Perhaps Steve Carino is going to be CM Punk's next great feud after what we're seeing here. And look at him, just unloading with those closed fists. Totally insulting Carino, and Carino's not going to take it anymore.
Carino getting pissed off here, and he fires back. Oh!
He hit him on the ear. He hit him on the ear with that. And did you see Carino go down? Carino just folded down.
And the young boys in Carino's corner, they know that was a devastating blow.
Ring the bell. Come on. Just give me a second. Come on. Fuck. Come on, Steve. I can ring the bell. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
The cameraman right in the corner. That story speaks for itself. Carino asking for time. Paul Turner asking if he wants to ring the bell. Punk going right after that ear, a slap, similar to what we saw in the Homicide match. And look at Punk. Punk wants to get aggressive. He wants to stay on Steve Carino, similar to what he did to Terry Funk at Glory by Honor 2.
Are they going to stop this, Chris?
I think they're going to count Carino out. Carino could lose by KO right now. It could be a technical knockout victory for CM Punk. Carino grabbing the ropes.
Carino should stay down, Chris.
not just for this match, but for his future livelihood, for his health.
Exactly.
But he is up.
Exactly.
CM Punk now taking advantage of the situation. Oh, he's going to look to follow up. He's going to look to finish up Carino right here. If he hits this, it's going to be all over. Oh, Punk taking his time. He is savoring this moment.
He's perched. He's waiting to drop.
Who's the fucking heel now?
Steve Carino proving he's the master of mind games. Faking out Punk. Now unloading on him with the leg lariat. The veteran taking advantage of the youngster. And there's the Hashimoto DDT.
Here comes the step over. He dropped it right there. The STO.
0-1 style. What's Carino going to set up for next? The wily veteran. It's the Colby Kazi, a Steve Carino original. Cover.
Oh, he almost had him.
I thought that might have been it. Only 1 second away is Steve Carino from the victory.
And Chris, could you feel it? Could you feel the tension here? We're going to have an explosion. I could just feel it. It is building and building, and it's going to erupt right here, Chris.
Oh, a hard slap right to the jaw of CM Punk. And you're right, the atmosphere in this building is incredible. You have to be here live to experience something like this.
And a big superplex by Carino.
And there's a cover.
Oh, he almost had him again. Where's Punk getting this energy, Chris?
Steve Carino now hosting Punk up. Scoops him. Northern Lights bomb. Cover.
Oh, and Punk fights out of it again.
Once again, CM Punk fighting back. His pride won't let him lose this match. Steve Carino trying to show that as a veteran, he owns Punk. Carino now. Oh, no. Punk cuts him off at the back elbow. Punk now. Oh, mule kick right to the jaw, Carino, and Carino's feeling it. Big lariat by Carino.
That'll knock his teeth out.
Cover.
Oh, one count.
Oh, Punk showing he's a long way from being beaten.
Carino's going to get pissed off on that one.
ECW style!
I think he's calling, yes, the old school expulsion. No. Northern Lights takes over. It's Carino. Both men fighting tooth and nail. Shining Wizard. It's stereo. And there's the cover.
Oh, he almost had him.
And Punk nailed him flush in the head with that. How is Carino kicking out? This match could be won by either man at any moment.
And what a matchup we're seeing here in Rochester. What a tremendous matchup between these two superstars.
What's Punk setting up for? He took that knee brace off. It's just a bare knee right there, hard bone. Oh, and he gets a super kick. Carino collapses though. Cover.
Oh!
That was almost it, man. Punk aware that he had the shoulders down though. Great ring presence by the talented upcomer. No, Punk behind Carino.
He's got him. Is this that DDT?
He connects. It's all over.
Unprotected into the mat.
Punk needs to turn Carino over and go for the cover if he wants to win.
Carino looks out.
There it is. No, he waited too long before he went for the cover. And now Punk
going for a submission of sorts. He's got a choke, maybe.
And what's going on here? Can Carino reach the ropes and get out of this hold? He needs to.
He desperately needs to get to the rope.
The fans appreciating this action.
Oh, backdrop driver. And the bell's rung.
It's been 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match has gone to a 20-minute time limit.
Oh.
The referee rules this match a draw.
A draw.
Looks like we're going to have to wait till another day to see who gets the last laugh, who one-ups the other between Steve Carino and CM Punk.
suck, punk. Punk ass bitch. I gotta go see Raven. Hey, Raven, how you get somewhere?
Hey, get your ass back in here. Punkhead, get your drug-addicted ass back in here.
Oh, you punk, you don't get back in there. Fucking pussy.
Who wants 5 more minutes?
I wrestle for hours at a time. I can do 5 more minutes.
I don't get paid by the hour. Unfortunately, with Ring of Honor and the chiefness of Gabe and Rob, we play a little thing called Wrestling is Real. And you see, I have a guarantee, which probably is much better than yours. But if I win, I make gas money going home, and it's a 6-hour ride in my ex-wife's Sable. If you lose, you go back to Chicago, which broke my heart, by the way.
Come suck.
Nothing. So, Punk, let's give these people what they want. 5 more minutes. How many seconds will we have out here? I'm 30 years old. I've been wrestling almost 10 years. I've seen it all. I've been everywhere. I've been in every route that's been around. I've done every drug. I've drank every alcohol. And I've nailed every girl. Maybe yours too. But one thing you'll never do, Punk, is out-heel me. You see, you're great. And so am I. You're a younger Steve Corino, just with a lot more tattoos and less fat. And I like that. So we gonna give these people 5 more minutes? Tell you a little secret of the trade, Punk. This is how you do it. You look them in the eye, and you say, screw you, pay for it next time. Let's go. That's a nice hat. Are you done, asshole? Did you get a bowl of soup with that hat? It looks good on you, though. You know, Ring of Honor is about respect and honor and discipline and all of this that none of you have. You see, Steve Corino, while we may not see eye to eye, we are on the same level, and I can respect that. Because I am better than every single one of you, and so is Steve Corino, because we wake up every morning and we go to the gym. Well, I go to the gym. I went to Jim's bar this morning. Does that count? Are you over 30? Then it counts. But see, nobody else in the back has the mutual respect. I'll wait. Corino, I may not agree with what you're about to do, but there's one thing me and you can agree on, and it's our utter contempt and disdain for you people. Each time you pay a ticket, you come to see me, and the joke's on you because you will never be able to dictate to me what I do, when I do it, or what I say, so you can start your little chants. You thought there was wrestling? You thought there was a buffet?
about you? I got this, son. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And remember, Steve, and remember the rest of you, straight edge means I'm better than you.
That's how you get the last lap.
Punk, too many chapters to get into right now, and we're underway right in the beginning. CM Punk not even allowing Raven to get into the cage. Raven in a psychotic trance. His locker room's been closed all night. Punk, irate, berserk, going insane, trying to figure out who attacked Lucy, and right now he's taking it to Raven.
Things have been building up in CM Punk's mind, and this just bodes poorly for Raven right here. So much energy. Punk with a chair. He didn't even let Raven get into the cage.
This will be the very final match in Ring of Honor between CM Punk and Raven. The winner of this match wins the feud. And there's Punk taking it right to Raven in the early going. An elbow right to the back of the head. It's fast and furious as he's throwing Raven into the steel cage finally.
This is an old-fashioned steel cage match. You can win by pin or by going over the top or through the door. And we're going to see who wins this match right here. This is the final showdown, Lovey.
The winner of this one has bragging rights forever. And you better believe that both men know that. Everyone's going to look back at this feud as a landmark rivalry, a landmark blood feud in Ring of Honor history. And when people do look back on it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, you better believe you want your name to be known as the winner of the feud.
And Punk has that chair in the ring. And he's got Raven in a lot of trouble early on here.
This match chosen in the lottery of hell, and Raven gets dropped to hold right in the chair. Punk taking one of Raven's oldest tricks.
Well, we saw CM Punk just earlier in the ring. What was that all about again?
What about him crying in Dan Haas' face? What a baby.
What a sissy he is.
He's crying over a girl in a Ring of Honor ring.
You know, he's been in a frenzy going through the locker room. You know what the best thing about that is he stayed out of our press box here and hasn't bothered us tonight, thank God.
I gotta agree with you about that one. Instead, he's been bothering everybody else. I hope he doesn't break down and start crying in the middle of this match. Who cries in a wrestling ring?
I have no idea.
There's no crying in wrestling.
And what we have here looks like Punk going once again, but Raven reverses it. And Punk off the top.
Trying a triple jump moonsault, and Raven catches him with a chair to the face.
And Raven just cracked him in the head with that steel chair right there. And CM Punk is down.
A big weekend of grudge matches. Two of the most intense feuds in ROH history coming to a close. Tonight, this steel cage match chosen in the lottery from hell. Tomorrow night, the no rope barbed wire match between Steve Corino and
what a
Homicide.
massacre that's going to be tomorrow night.
I don't know which one's going to be bloodier, this one or the other one. As you know, the Crimson's about to start flowing as Punk tastes the steel for the first time.
As he just went head first into that galvanized steel fence right there. That's going to have to bust him open, Lovey.
Raven, he's got to be enjoying this as he is taking it to CM Punk. Modified stunner right there. Punk is dazed.
He's staggered.
On a big boot to the head, and Punk is busted open.
The Clarence is flowing here in Connecticut. CM Punk busted wide open here in the steel cage.
Raven has to be enjoying this one. It's been a comeback in 2003 for Raven. It started on March 15th. The feud started and expect the unexpected. Raven has kicked all his demons. He is now drug-free. He is alcohol-free like CM Punk, but Raven did it because if he didn't, he was going to die. He was such an addict. He's fought and overcome those demons, and when he did, a new demon arose. It was CM Punk. Can he overcome this demon right here tonight?
That's unbelievable, Raven. Drug-free? My goodness.
You have to respect him for what he's overcome this year.
That's right. He is definitely a changed individual, and it is shown in his performance here in 2003 at ROH.
I mean, if you saw a shoot interview from rfvideo.com, you wouldn't even believe some of those stories of drugs and debauchery. He had to kick the habit or else he wouldn't be alive right here today. And right now, I bet CM Punk wishing that he wasn't alive, as there's one knee after another to the bloody head of CM Punk.
Mr. Wrestling, two like knee lifts, you might add, and a third right there. Go for the cover. This could be it. No, not enough.
Raven almost winning the feud right there after a series of knee lifts.
And this is the final showdown, and it's a bloody one already.
No matter what happens right here tonight in Fairfield, it is going to end. And now Punk takes that steel chair.
And Raven just toying with CM Punk here, getting out what frustration he has left in CM Punk right here with that steel chair. And Punk trying to climb, trying to get out. I don't know, to win the match, just to escape Raven as he tastes the chair again. And look at CM Punk's face.
Raven turning the tables on Punk.
And you know what his face is? It's a crimson mask, Lovey.
He is bleeding all over the place. The blood has flowed since the very first match of this feud. Expect the unexpected. Who will forget that dog collar match at Death Before Dishonor with Tommy Dreamer involved?
Unbelievable.
Those tag team matches at Wrestle Raven Night of the Grudges. And of course the Steel Cage Showdown Clockwork House of Orange match at Beating the Odds, where Raven finally scored the victory over Punk, only to get crucified. And oh, look at that shot!
Oh, look at his face. He's bleeding everywhere. Look at the pain and agony in his face.
Will Punk give it up right here? Punk straight edge. He thinks he's better than you because he is drug-free. He is alcohol-free. Raven representing Punk's alcoholic father to him. Raven delivering a series of knees right now to CM Punk. Can Punk exercise the demons of his alcoholic father by defeating Raven?
And look at the knees right into Punk's head. This is diabolical and vicious by Raven right here.
And you hear the crowd getting behind Raven. They want to see CM Punk get the beating he deserves. Punk with one victory after another over Raven. He's beat him countless times, beat him down countless times. Can Raven finally get revenge? Raven has exercised those demons. He has kicked the habits that ruined his life and almost killed him. Those drug habits, the habits of debauchery. Can he finally exercise the demon of CM Punk, though?
And after all the antics we saw tonight with CM Punk interfering in all these matches, the fans have got to be enjoying what they're seeing here. And that's Raven tearing the living fire out of CM Punk. Is he just pile drove him right on a steel chair, Chris?
It's going to be over soon for Punk. Raven's going to win this feud. Could be now. Oh, not enough.
Only a 2 count. So close. A pile driver on the chair almost brought home the victory for Raven right here. Look at that. He just took a swing at Paul Turner, the referee. The blood might be in his eyes there. I don't know if he could see.
Punk making an absolute fool of himself tonight, crying in the ring, going absolutely berserk, and he still doesn't know who attacked Lucy. Maybe by the end of this steel cage match, we'll find out who took out Lucy in Dayton, Ohio at Wrath of the Racket. And there's a cover.
Ooh, still not enough.
I still can't believe CM Punk was crying. Tears coming from the eyes over a girl in a wrestling ring.
And Raven has that chair. What's he going for here? This could be the end of the match right here.
Oh, Punk with a boot to the chair sends it right into Raven's forehead.
What a desperation maneuver there by the straight edge CM Punk. Pretty much saving his life on this one. Definitely saving the match. If he got hit by that chair, that would have been it. And Punk setting up Raven again. Bashes Raven's head into the chair. Wow.
Raven definitely hurting now. Punk with the advantage, but Punk suffered a lot of blood loss in this one.
Oh, and Punk again with that chair. That's just vicious, Chris.
Can Punk overcome this blood loss, though?
Yeah, he's taking a lot of punishment. Look at him right there. He's even like a one step, even slow compared.
Look at Punk's head. It looks like it's dyed red, but that's blood. That is not hair dye. Oh, and a Russian leg sweep sends Raven right into that steel chair set up in the corner. And there's Punk with a boot to the face.
And another, but that chair is propped up there too as well. And Punk kicks the chair as Raven ducks. Look at CM Punk doing his best impression of Ric Flair with all that blood in his hair. My goodness.
And that has to do some damage to the leg of CM Punk. Raven, though, he is hurt. Can he make it to his feet? Can he mount a comeback? Punk has beat him so many times, and Punk now trying to choke the life right out of Raven, using that steel chair, driving it into the throat.
Man, this feud here between these two has probably taken years off their life with the injury toll these guys have sustained lately, as these guys are fighting tooth and nail. Have you ever seen such a feud, such a conflict between two people, Chris?
Definitely a historic landmark feud in right here as Raven takes the steel, and Raven is busted open.
Yeah, he's busted open as well.
And he goes into the steel head first again. Oh, he blocks it.
Oh, and Punk hits the cage. What What a vicious matchup we're seeing here, Chris.
This is a classic match, as there you see the blood flowing from the open wound on the forehead of Raven. It even looks like that cut might be in the head of Raven.
Wow, that's just disgusting. So much has been taken out of these two individuals right here. What a bloodbath we have.
The crowd enjoying every minute of it as they're witnessing history. The most epic feud in ROH history coming to a close, and Raven tastes the steel.
Oh, and that could have hurt his shoulder right there. He was like a missile into that cage right there. CM Punk desperately got out of the way.
A back-and-forth steel cage match, a classic. It's reminding me of Tully versus Magnum.
Oh!
And Raven sent into the steel again. If he wasn't bleeding before, which he was, he's going to be bleeding even worse now.
He just ramrodded him into that steel cage right there.
And look at Punk bleeding. That hair now completely red. And where's Punk going? Maybe an escape. No, an elbow. Oh, look at Raven. He pushed that chair right into the elbow of Punk.
You could break an arm on a maneuver like that. What a dangerous maneuver that was.
CM Punk in a world of pain right now. Raven down on the mat injured.
Look at these guys. Oh, only a 2 count.
I didn't even know if Raven realized his shoulders were down on the mat there.
Chris, this match can't go on too much longer. There's been too much offensive maneuvering in this one. These guys have taken a lot of punishment.
And there's a sleeper hold, a very smart move. No! Raven reverses it into a back suplex. Raven could not afford to be in that sleeper hold after all the blood loss.
Great presence of mind there by the veteran Raven. That's right, if Punk could have grasped on that sleeper hold, that could have been the maneuver that would win the feud for CM Punk.
All right, we're back to the action, and a low blow by Raven. It's all legal here inside the steel cage. No code of honor.
That's right, you don't have to go over the code of honor in this one because there is none.
And Punk counters with a low blow of his own.
Punk firing back, and Raven in a lot of trouble here. Both these guys down.
And Raven, you know he wants this match more than anything. It's been such a great year, such a great comeback in 2003 for Raven, but he needs to win this match. He's trying for the door. He's trying for the door. No, Punk's going for the door.
He's got it. He's got it.
No, Raven pulls it back in.
Wow, he was inches from victory right there.
And Raven goes down. You know what, though? If Raven's strong enough to defeat his demons, to kick his habits, to overcome his drug abuse, you know he's strong enough to overcome CM Punk in this one. And what's Punk setting up for? Pulling Raven into the middle of the ring.
What's he going for? He came off that top rope earlier. Didn't go well for him. Is he going to go again off the top rope, Chris?
He might want to think again before he does it. It didn't work last time. And it indeed looks like maybe he's trying to climb out of the cage, Love.
Yeah, he might be going over the top.
Ray, I think he is. We could have the winner of the feud in just a minute.
And here he goes, over the top to the floor.
Oh, he's turning around.
Wait a second, what's going on here?
Punk always wanted to end Raven's career. That was his goal. What's he doing?
He could end his life here. My God, Lovey, no water in the pool on that one. CM Punk just came off the top of the cage with a leg drop.
Oh, what will these men do? There's nothing too far. Nothing they won't do to try to maim each other. It's not about winning now. It's about maiming. It's about injuring. It's about putting the other man out.
They're not trying to win the feud. They're trying to end careers here in Connecticut.
CM Punk clutching at that leg. Listen to this crowd. The atmosphere, once again, unbelievable. You have to be here live.
And here comes Raven firing back. A nice lariat right there. He's got Punk staggered. Comes through off again. Another lariat. And a big knee lift. And Raven firing up here in Connecticut.
The crowd want to see Punk get what he deserves. Raven now, a big bulldog. Raven's on his way to winning the feud. Cover!
Oh, we almost had it right there. Only a 2 count.
Raven wants so badly to be known as a victor in this one, in this historic feud, this landmark feud in ROH history. The matches will go down as legendary. The dog collar match, the tag team matches, the brawls, the blood, the intensity, the hatred, and it's gonna peak right now as Raven has the chair, and Punk might get his brain smashed in.
And Raven has that chair and misses, but no, he connects on that one. This could be it, Chris. Oh, not enough. So close. What do these competitors got to do for a pinfall victory here or an escape in the cage? So much on the line here, and I can't believe this is only the first night of action in this double shot weekend.
Oh, how have CM Punk, he's got that Gauntlet Series tonight and tomorrow. I don't see how he'll be able to compete. Raven effect! Cover!
Oh, he and Raven with his own finishing maneuver, the Raven effect right there, but still only a 2 count. And look at that.
What pain on the face of CM Punk. He has to be wondering what's it going to take at this point. Raven looking so strong in this one. He is not going to be denied. And now Punk has that chair. Who knows what kind of diabolical idea he's thinking of. He tosses it down. I think that he's exhausted. I don't think he's thinking straight.
He hasn't been thinking straight all night. What are you talking about?
You're right about that. He went for another DDT, but Raven pushed him into the corner. Raven in now. Punk cuts him off with a knee to the head.
Nice anticipation there by Punk.
Just a 2 count. Paul Turner got the job in this one to determine the winner of the feud. And there's a small package.
Ooh, almost got the victory there again.
Oh, and a super kick. Down goes Raven.
This could give CM Punk an opportunity to escape the cage. Raven looks out, but Punk, he's got to muster up that energy, that fighting spirit to overcome and win this feud.
I think he's going for the door.
You're right, he could be.
The door is now being opened.
That's too easy for him.
Too easy?
Too easy? What? Is he out of his mind? He can win the match.
He's going to maybe he's going for another leg drop. Maybe he's trying to injure a main Raven again.
I guess he's going up top again.
And now, hold on, there goes Raven. He cuts off Punk. Scratched on the door. Raven just has to go through the door now.
What a critical mistake by CM Punk.
CM Punk helpless on the top of the cage. Raven's going to win the feud. No, Punk's going to drop down. Punk closes the door. Raven. Punk drops down. We have a winner.
I can't believe it. CM Punk wins the steel cage match.
CM Punk wins the feud. He will forever go down in the record books as the winner of this legendary feud. But you know what, Ray?
What's that?
He still doesn't know who attacked Lucy.
That's right. What a night it's been for CM Punk.
I'm exhausted. I can't believe we're going to have another show tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for purchasing this ROH home release. We'll see you tomorrow night in Boston. For Ray Merle, I'm Chris Lovey. Stay tuned. There's still more to come backstage. But thank you for joining us. We'll see you in Boston. It's time for the second round match. CM Punk, he defeated John Walters in the first round against Doug Williams, who defeated Chris Sabin with the Chaos Theory. And Williams trying to start out hot, trying to wrap those legs around the torso of CM Punk, trying to squeeze him for everything that he can. And Punk, and look at that. That's why they call Doug Williams the torture device.
And he's got a vice grip on CM Punk right there. And Punk, the only way to escape is to punch Williams right in the face. Follows up with a forearm and a nice European uppercut.
Both men hitting hard in the early going to this one. The winner goes on to the finals and could be the first pure wrestling champion.
And look at that. That Punk, wow, dumps Williams to the floor.
Just like he dumped Walters to the floor. And now Punk over that tope. But Williams meets him with the European uppercut.
Wow, Doug Williams doing his homework right there. As we saw Punk earlier with that same maneuver. But wow, Doug Williams caught him right in the face. And look at him fire away on CM Punk.
Doug Williams is not going to be denied. He's going up now.
This could be Doug Williams' night. As he has Doug Williams, this could be it. Or CM Punk, excuse me.
we could be seeing a short match here as both men tired and fatigued from their first round match. And there's another cover. No, once again, not enough. And there, look at that. Williams baiting Punk in with the handshake, using that European style for another 2 count. I thought that could have been it, and Punk has had enough.
I think CM Punk is frustrated as Doug Williams is almost toying with him right there.
There are no timeouts in wrestling. What is Punk trying to pull here?
Timeouts, this isn't...
And you know what, if Punk wants to call a timeout, I treat it like one. Because I got to mention that interview with Julius Smokes, he's looking for Homicide himself. I mean, I'm shocked that Homicide missing this show, the Accessory show. I guess we won't have a riot this year, which is a good thing. But Julius Smokes reaching out, asking Homicide to contact him. Very surprising there, especially after what we saw Homicide walking out of the building saying it could be his last match at the last show in Baltimore.
Yeah, there is some uncertainty in the camp of the Rottweilers, I guess you would say. As CM Punk with the advantage here, nicely done. But Doug Williams, once again, just like with Chris Sabin, not giving him an opportunity. Is Doug Williams smothering CM Punk with offensive maneuvers.
And he's working on the arm, and there's that nice reversal using the ropes by CM Punk.
Nicely done. We saw that earlier in the first match, too, as Punk definitely knows how to use the ropes.
As right now, he's got Doug Williams in a knuckle lock. And what's Punk trying for? Nice Hurricanrana.
Beautifully executed, but
no effect on Williams, and we could have a Chaos Theory off the ropes. Right here. Punk grabs the head of Doug Williams to stop the Chaos Theory.
Wow, that was a game-saving maneuver there by CM Punk, holding on to the head, because if Doug Williams would have hit that Chaos Theory, it would have been all over.
Doug Williams proved that against Chris Sabin, as Williams was at a disadvantage, but hit that Chaos Theory and scored the victory.
And CM Punk, he's kind of angry. He looks a little frustrated, as Doug Williams, he's been taking it to CM Punk early on.
Punk grinding that forearm into Williams' face. That is insulting, and it stings. The crowd showing their appreciation. What a great live atmosphere we have here, as history will be made at the second anniversary show. And look at Williams wiggling out of the hold. Beautifully done. And Punk can't believe it.
What a great maneuver there. I've never seen anything quite like that. And Punk follows through with a forearm. And here comes Doug Williams again. What an escape.
Beautifully done by Doug Williams, taking a defensive move and turning it into offense as he's got the advantage. And Punk is trying it now. And nope, you don't pull that on Doug Williams. Doug Williams is a master of holds and counter holds for a reason, because he knows the counters to all his own holds.
What a counter to a counter right there. And CM Punk has got to rethink his strategy right here.
Punk is in a world of pain, and he reaches those ropes.
And Punk once again rolling to the floor.
And Punk very frustrated in the early going to this one.
Taking another one of his timeouts, I guess, Chris.
There's no timeouts. Yeah, I agree with the crowd on this one. They have the right idea there, letting CM Punk have it. And Punk trying to call Doug Williams out. Williams should not play into Punk's hands. And Punk now rolls into the ring, and he stops Williams on the way in. Bad move by Doug Williams, playing into CM Punk's mind games.
A mental mistake there by Doug Williams, and it could cost him as CM Punk drops the elbow. Going to drop it right in the throat.
Boston?
And Punk, he's got to stop paying attention to those fans.
CM Punk, and look at this, choking him out in a pure wrestling. That is just uncalled for.
There's no call for actions like that in this kind of matchup, Chris.
This is supposed to be competition at its purest, not a choke fest.
And here he goes once again.
Despicable by CM Punk. But then again, what do you expect from a man who gave Christopher Daniels a Pepsi plunge through a table with no other purpose than to put the man out of ROH?
And obviously CM Punk is frustrated, resorting to tactics like this as he follows through with a beautiful neck breaker.
Cover. Not quite enough.
Almost had a 3 count. And now Punk joined with referee Paul Turner. What an attitude this guy has. And the fans, they know about it. That's why they're behind Doug Williams solidly here in Boston.
No doubt CM Punk has done everything he can to raise the ire of this Boston fans, from beating their hometown boy to coming out as Christopher Daniels as a surprise in the opening. He was the mystery entrant. And now the Boston fans are letting him have it. They want Doug Williams to advance to the finals.
Are you kidding me? CM Punk saying that he picked up Doug Williams with ease, that this is a piece of cake. I'm sorry, I thought I was watching a different match in the first 5 minutes here because I saw Doug Williams dominating CM Punk early on.
CM Punk cannot get too comfortable, no doubt about that. And there's a reversal by Williams. Williams in, splash. Pulls CM Punk out. Using that neck, wrenching the neck. Knees to the head. Oh, and Punk avoids the knee. Punk now trying to German, perhaps. Yes, he scores.
Oh, and he dropped it right on the back of his head, and Williams is feeling it.
Paul Turner checking on the condition of Doug Williams. It's going to take a lot more than that to defeat an athlete of the caliber of the torture device, Doug Williams.
And CM Punk, he's got to capitalize on Williams now. Fires up with a big chop right there. And a punch in the face and another chop.
And those fists, that's not going to be allowed in the finals of this tournament. Guys are going to have to come up with a new strategy with those rules for the Pure Wrestling title matches. And look at this, a boot scrape, face wash by CM Punk. Well, what's he doing now? He's trying to get the fans behind him now? This guy's got to be kidding me. He hits the ropes. Oh, scrapes the skin off of the face of Doug Williams with the heel of his boot.
Get out of the one more time.
CM Punk is overly cocky in this one.
And I'll tell you what, you don't want to be cocky in the ring against Doug Williams because he'll turn the counter.
Oh, chaos theory!
This could be it! Oh, what elevation! He dropped it on top of his head!
But Williams is too worn down to follow up or to hold the bridge. But Punk is in a lot of pain. That was a modified chaos theory by Doug Williams. He did not hit it the way he normally does, but Punk is in a world of trouble right now. Can Doug Williams capitalize? He plants Punk, slams him on the mat.
Here comes, he's going to top. It could be that knee again, Chris.
We saw this do all the damage to Chris Sabin.
Oh, no, he missed.
Oh, he went for the home run swing, and he struck out. And look at Doug Williams clutching at that knee right now.
Then Punk following up with some forearms. Williams can hardly stand.
And Punk goes right to the knee.
And here comes that aggressiveness here. Punk like a shark with blood in the water as he's just trying to rip apart the knee of Doug Williams.
Oh, we saw him do this to the legend Terry Funk at Glory by Honor 2. He showed no mercy in going after Terry Funk's knee, and now it's to try to injure Terry Funk and retire him, and now he's going for a title, so you know he is going to be relentless going after that knee of Doug Williams. And look at him with that leg lock right now. Doug Williams in a world of agony, fighting out with those clubbing forearms, trying to do everything he can to save himself.
But Williams, man, that was what a blow that was. And he goes for a second dragon screw right there.
And a cover.
This could be it. But still not enough. Doug Williams fighting out of it.
Good move by CM Punk going for the cover. Doug Williams might be in so much pain from that knee that he might pass out for just 3 seconds, and that's all it takes to win. And what's Punk doing now? Maybe a tombstone? No, he's planting Williams in the corner. Wait a second. This isn't legal.
He's chopping his knee. That damaged knee.
Paul Turner's got to get Williams out of the tree of woe right here.
That was like a knee wash there instead of a face wash.
And that could pop the kneecap of Doug Williams right out.
And look at the pain on the face of Doug Williams.
Williams is turning purple from the pain.
Referee Paul Turner, he might want to be thinking about maybe stopping this. I don't know how much damage is done, but...
And keep in mind, both men are already fatigued from their first-round matches.
Yeah, this isn't their first match of the night. These guys are not fresh.
And they had tough first-round matches as well. Nobody coasted through the first round in this tournament. And once again, Williams in the tree of woe.
This is definitely shades of that Terry Funk match. And I hope we don't have the same result, because Terry Funk, what's Williams going for?
He's trying to roll out of it. Yes, he does. And he's got Punk in the corner. He's going for the chaos theory. Williams is going to win. Oh, the knee gave out. Punk took the shoulder up. The knee gave out, and Williams was pinned.
I can't believe it. I don't believe it, Chris.
The crowd can't believe it.
What a victory for CM Punk.
CM Punk is going on to the finals to face the winner of the upcoming AJ Styles versus Matt Striker match. And Doug Williams is going to have a very sore knee on the plane ride back to England.
Man, I can't believe it.
History is about to be made as the Pure Wrestling title is defended for the very first time. The champion AJ Styles in the purple, the challenger CM Punk in the red, and the legendary Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is your special guest referee. He is demanding a handshake between the two men who were in the finals of that legendary tournament last month at the second anniversary show. Controversial ending to that tournament. Was CM Punk ripped off a rope break or two? You guys will have to go back and watch the tape and find out for yourself and figure it out for yourself. Definitely debatable, but now Ricky Steamboat is in, so there will be no debates as we have the rematch. AJ and CM Punk, and we are underway.
And when AJ Styles defeated Punk, Punk's foot was in the rope. That's just part of the rules. That's the way the ball bounced. So CM Punk, he's got to live by that.
Well, it is a little debatable whether Punk did use rope breaks earlier in the match or not. And, you know, the rules here in the Pure Wrestling title matches, they are a work in progress. Of course, there are 3 rules in Pure Wrestling title matches that make it different than everything else. And that is no punching to the face. Strikes are permitted, but they must be open-handed or forearms. No closed fists to the face. There is a 20 count on the floor. Of course, normally there's no countouts in ROH. You can't be disqualified if you're out there too long, but there is a definite 20 count on the floor. And of course the big one, the 3 rope break rule. You can only use the ropes 3 times to break up a pin or a submission. So basically you can only use the ropes to save yourself 3 times, and after that the ropes are fair game. They are in play.
It's the way it goes here in Pure Wrestling title matches. And something I've been thinking about, and maybe you can help me out on this one. During the Boston match, the Ring of Honor officials had a little trouble with the Pure Wrestling rules. The Ring of Honor is a different entity among itself in pro wrestling. You know, it's a lot different. There's a lot of different rules compared to other wrestling companies. Now, if the Ring of Honor officials didn't quite get the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling title rules, how is Ricky Steamboat? Do you think he understands? Do you think he grasps the context of what exactly a Pure Wrestling match is?
Without a doubt, Ricky Steamboat is a Pure Wrestling legend. What Pure Wrestling means, it's not a definite style. It doesn't mean lots of mat work. It doesn't mean lots of technical wrestling. Pure Wrestling means competition at its purest. And when you want to talk about competition at its purest, you got to talk about Ricky Steamboat against Randy Savage. You have to talk about Ricky Steamboat against Ric Flair. And one legendary feud after another that Ricky Steamboat was all involved in. And they were all Pure Wrestling feuds. Pure Wrestling means competition at its purest. And that's what we're seeing right now between AJ Styles and CM Punk.
Well, Ricky Steamboat, he could be the greatest wrestler. He probably maybe was the greatest wrestler ever to step in the confines of a squared circle. But does he understand being the referee? Can he officiate this contest to the best of his ability? I don't know. We're going to find out.
We'll see. The rules of the Pure Wrestling title match is definitely a work in progress. So we will see how it works out right here tonight in the first ever Pure Wrestling title match. And something I got to mention real quick, I got already in my earpiece, is just hold on, a nice nip up by AJ Styles. But we have intermission after this, and at intermission, we will have an interview with Samoa Joe. We'll talk about Julius Smoke's challenge on behalf of Homicide earlier tonight. Homicide still missing in action, but he has sent word to Julius Smokes, and Julius Smokes has made it public in the middle of the ring. Homicide wants a title shot at Samoa Joe, and I guess maybe Homicide, he might deserve one after defeating Samoa Joe at Empire State Showdown. So we'll get the answer to that at intermission, as well as what Matt Striker will do. Will he go for the Pure title, or will he go for the World title?
It's definitely a burning question here in Ring of Honor.
And there you see AJ, though, going into the ropes. Punk with that front face lock. AJ taking him into the ropes. And Punk not releasing the hold, though. But that definitely would count as a rope break. And hold on. Steamboat right on top of it. Great officiating by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Making Punk break the hold, but penalizing AJ Styles a rope break.
You took him to the ropes. That's one.
Very clear explanation by Ricky Steamboat. I guess that could be answering your question a little bit, Ray.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, what a road he went through to get that title, defeating Jimmy Rave, Matt Striker, and CM Punk all in the same night at the second anniversary show. CM Punk defeating John Walters and Doug Williams before losing to AJ Styles in controversial fashion in the finals. But what about Samoa Joe coming into the ring, obviously confronting AJ Styles after the tournament? Samoa Joe obviously has an issue with this Pure Wrestling title, as he feels the world title is really the only belt that ROH needs. They don't need a Pure Wrestling title, especially after all the prestige that Samoa Joe has brought to the world title.
Yeah, I don't think he has too much aggression towards AJ per se, personally, but I think it's more about that belt around his waist, I believe.
I agree with you there, Ray, 100%. Samoa Joe definitely has issue with the inception of the Pure Wrestling title, and it's kind of ironic that the first Pure Wrestling title defense occurs on the same night that Samoa Joe, he could leave the building tonight as ROH World Champion for 1 full year if he gets past Jay Briscoe in the steel cage.
Now, does AJ want to go for another rope break? I mean, that's interesting. When you're in a submission, do you want to go to the ropes, or do you just want to try to break out a clean?
Definitely you have to come up with a different strategy in these kind of matches. Normally going to the ropes is kind of a shortcut. Oh, nice arm drag right there by AJ. Nice arm drag by CM Punk. Returns the favor, and we have another standoff.
And the fans are pushing for this action right here, and I think Ricky Steamboat is as well. Beautifully executed.
Steamboat has to be impressed with those arm drags.
Absolutely.
You think Ricky Steamboat can do any more of those beautiful arm drags that he's so famous for?
I don't know. That was a long time ago, Chris. I don't know if he still can do it.
As now we have a lockup. As I was saying before, though, you definitely have to come in with a new strategy to these Pure Wrestling title matches, because normally you might take the easy way out and go for the ropes, but now you might have to consider saving that rope break and trying to find a reversal or another way out of a hold. Now both men into the ropes right there. This would not count as a rope break. Oh, what a slap by Punk. That is not a rope break, because AJ Styles was not in a situation where he could lose the match.
And Steamboat telling the fans here, the 1,800 people here in Elizabeth, that was an open hand and not a closed fist.
That's right. If CM Punk had hit AJ Styles with a closed fist, he would have gotten a warning, and if he did it one more time, he would be penalized a rope break, and if he was out of rope breaks, he just would have been disqualified. And now look at AJ, he's had enough. AJ showing CM Punk he can unleash an open-handed slap or chop himself. Punk runs through that one and connects with a big boot. A big chop, and down goes Punk.
And tempers are flaring here in the Rexplex.
We have another standoff between the two men, neither getting an advantage so far. And Steamboat getting between them, separating it.
Wisely getting in between that.
Great job officiating by Ricky Steamboat, and what is now the third match between AJ Styles and CM Punk in Ring of Honor. The first one, that tradition continues on October 16th. What a classic that was. AJ Styles with the victory. Second anniversary show, AJ Styles wins the Pure title, and now we're here. Can CM Punk finally get that elusive win?
And every match just gets better and better, Chris. Such an enjoyable series of matches to watch.
I didn't think anything could top that Tradition Continues match.
Well, they did last month in Boston. We have a test of strength here.
Look at CM Punk he was using his head to push AJ Styles down. AJ Styles countering with a headbutt. And now both men just headbutting each other to try to get some leverage here. And neither man giving an inch. Punk now going to the legs. Forearm chop to the face.
Get some leverage. They're going to give each other black eyes doing that kind of stuff, Chris.
Neither man releasing this hold. What intensity we have here.
So much pride on the line as well, these two athletes.
Can AJ Styles build the prestige of that Pure title the same way Samoa Joe did to the world title? And AJ, once again, trying those headbutts. Both men still in this knuckle lock.
And AJ's down on one knee. Punk has the advantage, but no, he pops right up.
It's almost another stalemate. Steamboat might have to break it up again. Neither man releasing their grasp. As both men now struggling. Who's going to get the advantage? CM Punk now kicking it off. Nice European-style wrestling by CM Punk. He rolls AJ up now. No. AJ rolls through. No, there's a pinning. No, not enough.
These moves are reminding me of the Nigel McGuinness match.
Oh, Punk knew that dropkick was coming. AJ knew the Shining Wizard was coming. And the ROH that CM Punk could not avoid that drop kick.
What a vertical leap there by AJ Styles.
What an absolutely tremendous athlete AJ Styles is. He does everything with such force, such impact. That's why he's one of the best in the world today. That's why he's the pure wrestling champion. AJ now drops a big knee to the head of CM Punk. And you have to admire AJ Styles for all he overcame in that Pure Wrestling title tournament. His knee was basically shredded, in terrible shape, entering those finals, and he still managed to pull out the victory, however controversial it might be. AJ Styles, though, now getting the first advantage in this match, or lengthy advantage, I should say. Punk trying to reverse it, but AJ catches him.
Ooh.
Oh, AJ misses that spinning lariat. That knocked out Jimmy Rave last month. Whoa!
What was that?
Punk drop kicking AJ off the canvas. AJ hitting the floor in the steel hard.
And that was a big mistake there by AJ Styles. Let's see if Punk can capitalize on it.
And there's that 20 count. Steamboat administering it. CM Punk now going to the floor, trying to do damage to AJ Styles. And that breaks up the count.
This is a pure wrestling matchup here, Punk. Get it in the ring.
Steamboat demanding that it gets back into the ring. Punk now slides in. Breaks up the count one more time.
Looks like he's taking advantage of these rules a little bit, as Punk.
And AJ now whipped in. He jumps that guardrail. Here comes Punk. No, he gets caught with a super kick. Punk maybe trying to fly over that guardrail just like he did in Boston at the second anniversary show. AJ knew it was coming. Steamboat goes to the outside to check on both men before he starts the count again.
And CM Punk, he got caught right there as he is down on the floor here.
Steamboat telling him to get back into the ring. He wants to see it settled in the ring, not with a count out. He's being liberal with that count out right now, but he is administering it. And there's a kick. And what about what we saw earlier when Steamboat was trying to explain the rules to this match? CM Punk disrespecting the legend. Seems to be a trend with CM Punk after what we saw with Terry Funk at Glory by Honor 2, where CM Punk basically tried to cripple him. He didn't care about beating Terry Funk. He just cared about ending his career. That is disrespect to a legend.
There's no respect for any individuals, especially here in Ring of Honor. I'll tell you that. Look what he did to Daniels 2 months ago. He took him out.
That's right. We have yet to see Chris Daniels again. As there's Punk catching AJ with a knee.
What?
Beautiful neck breaker utilizing the the middle rope right there. Innovative move by CM Punk. Innovative and very effective.
What a fantastic maneuver there by CM Punk. Where did he come up with that one?
Punk trying to shake out that arm, trying to get the numbness out of it, trying to get the blood flowing in that arm. AJ, though, at a disadvantage, and now Punk is wrenching the neck and kicking the back of the neck.
Goes for a cover. You know, say what you want about CM Punk, about how he disrespects the legends and all that, but boy, is he an accomplished wrestler.
He has risen to stardom here in ROH, as you just saw him join with Ricky Steamboat. Punk now focusing his attack on the neck, wrenching the neck, then ramming AJ Styles into, basically there's just a knob of steel behind that pad, and he just rammed AJ right into it. Punk now going for a camel clutch, and look at this. I know Punk, he had to position him close to the ropes on purpose, so maybe he could get AJ to use his second rope break.
He's going to take your neck off.
And you heard Steamboat telling AJ's going to take the neck off, and look at AJ being wrenched back. AJ looking at the ropes, choosing not to go to the ropes, choosing to save the rope break, and look at him sliding out of the hold. There's that new strategy that we were talking about before. And now a Buddha lock by AJ.
And Punk's in a similar situation. Is he going to go for the ropes, Chris?
Punk might not have any choice. AJ knew he could slide his way out of the hold. Did that. It might have been a little more difficult to do than grabbing the ropes, but AJ saved the rope break. Punk now in a very bad spot. He's reaching for the ropes. He is desperate to get to the ropes. We might even see a tap here.
Grab the rope. It's better than tapping out.
I don't think Punk can get there. Yes, he just does. AJ demanding the break.
What number is that for Punk?
Excuse me, Steamboat demanding the break. That is Punk's first rope break.
We're 1-1 here?
Both men have used one rope break. The crowd enjoying it, getting into the new rules, the new strategy of Pure Wrestling title matches. Pure Wrestling is competition at its purest. Whip in. Oh, AJ gets met with a boot to the face. Punk now scooping him up.
Picks him up. He's letting AJ think about it.
He's letting the blood rush to AJ's head. Crowd counting along. And Punk finally plants him as the crowd counted to almost 20. But AJ's up. Punk cannot rest.
What velocity on that German suplex right there.
A desperation move by AJ Styles, and it worked. But Punk comes right back. Tries a back fist blocked by AJ. Punk blocks an enziguri. Oh, and goes to the back of the neck one more time.
I tell you, a distinct advantage for these guys is when you wrestle each other more than once, you definitely know a lot of the maneuvers. You had a block, you know what's coming up next.
Both men definitely getting a feel for each other. The crowd here in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 1,800 fans strong. They wanted to be in Ring of Honor tonight, and they are showing their appreciation for these two giving it their all in the ring for the Pure Wrestling title. And you know, every time I mention that Pure Wrestling title, that just gets to Samoa Joe. He hates to hear about it.
You're right about that.
Holds on to the ropes.
He's got him in a Boston Crab.
He used this very effectively at the second anniversary show. Ricky Steamboat right on top of it to see if AJ Styles wants to give.
You know, you're saying that whole thing about the Pure Wrestling title, how that eats up Samoa Joe. You know, two things. Maybe you shouldn't be concerned about that. You should be more concerned about a steel cage match tonight as AJ goes for the ropes, breaks it up, and that's number 2. Well, what is Samoa Joe actually going to do about that, though? That's what I want to know.
Well, he got in AJ Styles' face at the Pure Wrestling title tournament.
But is it just going to remain? Is it going to stay at that?
I don't know. I think that Samoa Joe's issue isn't really with AJ Styles. It is with that Pure Wrestling title. So we'll have to see. But, you know, you said it before. Samoa Joe better be worried about Jay Briscoe. And you know one thing? We're witnessing a great match right here. Samoa Joe doesn't want to have the world title match be the second best match of the night next to the Pure Wrestling title match. Definitely both men are going to be driven. Both champions are going to be driven to try to one-up each other in this whole situation.
Just this one belt, just this Pure Wrestling belt in Ring of Honor has just changed the scope of the entire show, which you got to love.
And there's Welcome to Chicago, a backbreaker by CM Punk.
Well, if that's the way Chicago is, I don't want to go after that.
Oh, you'll be there next month.
Is it going to hurt my back like that?
I don't know, but CM Punk, you know, him and the Second City Saints are looking forward to going to Chicago, and CM Punk would love nothing more than to enter the Frontier Fieldhouse in Chicago Ridge, Illinois on April the 24th as the Pure Wrestling Champion. Punk now going to the lower back, at first focusing on the knee. Now after that crab, he is going to the lower back. And another big shot.
And AJ just standing there, almost prone.
This kind of reminds me of those. Oh, look at that moonsault right there into a kick to the head of CM Punk. Both men down. I was about to say that just reminded me of those old Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude classics. You want to talk about pure wrestling? Now is some great competition at its purest bouts.
Was there any match that Ricky Steamboat was involved in that wasn't good? I don't think I've ever seen one.
The man, he exemplifies pure wrestling.
He even made the Mr. Fuji matches good. Never mind.
And now Punk, he's got some ideas. Where's he going? Oh, AJ cut him off. Going with those forearms right to the head of CM Punk. They are legal. They are not closed fists. They are forearms.
And AJ has Punk up in a precarious position, going for a superplex.
He could be going for a home run right here. And Punk struggling. Both men fighting on the top. Who's going to get the advantage here?
Oh, they're in a dangerous spot.
And where? Oh, both men spill hard to the floor.
And remember, there's a 20 count here, Chris.
Well, I'm concerned about their well-being at this point. Sometimes you have to overlook that 20 count and make sure that these men aren't risking permanent injury. You have to see if they're okay. And that's what Ricky Steamboat's doing right now.
Yeah, he's checking on these wrestlers before he administers that count.
I mean, if you need a doctor to come out or you need to stop the match or something, you don't want to let time pass. You want to know right away. Ricky Steamboat checking on both men, seeing that they can continue with the match, but can they beat the 20 count in? Steamboat is starting the 20 count. I believe he is at 3 right now. Both men wounded on the floor. Both men getting tired after this long, grueling match. AJ Styles, he has used 2 rope breaks. He has only 1 left. CM Punk, he has only used 1 rope break. He has 2 left. A definite advantage for the straight edger. CM Punk, he's drug and alcohol free. He thinks that makes him better than you. And look at AJ going for a Shining Wizard, but Punk blocks it. Punk now going for one, but AJ blocks it. Punk now going for knees. Connects with them on AJ. Goes for perhaps a Shining Wizard. No, AJ trying to scoop it up. We've seen it before. Punk blocks it. Punk now scooping AJ up. No, rolls him around. AJ now in a bad position. A pinfall attempt. And
Now, wait a second, Chris.
Styles Clash.
What?
Punk gets AJ with his own move cover. And AJ just had to use his 3rd rope break.
I believe CM Punk just hit a Styles Clash on AJ, though, Chris.
AJ Styles down to 0 rope breaks.
Yeah, that was his 3rd break.
Rope break limit. He has no rope breaks left.
Thanks, Steven. We figured that out.
And now CM Punk, he's in the driver's seat here.
CM Punk only has 1 rope break. He has 2 to spare. AJ Styles has none to spare. AJ Styles cannot use the ropes to save himself again. And look at CM Punk immediately taking AJ into the ropes. This is an illegal hold now. AJ Styles needs to find a way out of it. And what's Ricky Steamboat doing?
Yeah, the match can end in the ropes. That was a choke.
Steamboat, good call. It was a choke. I mean, you can't do illegal holds like chokes. You can use the ropes, though. And look at Punk getting in Steamboat's face.
What is he thinking, Chris? Well, brash CM Punk, that might have been a mistake. That's one person you don't want to draw off to.
Well, Ricky Steamboat's letting it go. He is administering the count to AJ Styles.
But he's still the official in this match. What's he thinking, Chris?
I hate to say it, but CM Punk, just for no pun intended, he just punked out the legend, Ricky Steamboat. I can't believe it.
What possibly could that do for you in a match like this, especially when he's the official?
CM Punk, the straight edger, drug and alcohol free. He has no respect for anything. He thinks he's better than everybody, including Ricky Steamboat.
Obviously.
But AJ, he had time to rest on the floor. He beat the 20 count in, and he is fighting back. And he goes. He's going for that inverted DDT. No, Punk doesn't. Punk gets a sleeper hold. AJ has to reverse his way out of this. He cannot go to the ropes.
You can't break it, you're right.
How many times in wrestling history have we seen a sleeper hold broken by the guy making the ropes? But that is going to do AJ Styles absolutely no good here. Sound strategy by CM Punk. And there it is in the ropes, and it does not matter. It does not matter. CM Punk does not have to release the hold. AJ Styles is fading. The oxygen is being cut off from his brain. Even if AJ Styles does get out of this hold, and he has to in a hurry, he's definitely going to have cobwebs in his head.
These new rules in this pure wrestling division just changes the whole scope of the whole entire match, Chris.
AJ Styles saved himself a rope break earlier in the match. He needed it on that Styles Clash to save the title. Now he has nothing left to save himself, and he is fading. We are going to have a new pure wrestling champion right here in AJ Styles' very first defense.
He's turning blue almost like his trunks there, Chris. Look at his face. The oxygen is definitely being cut off to the head of AJ Styles, and he could be out.
Look at him. He's out. He is out. Steamboat on top of it. There's one. This is just like what we saw with John Walters before against Matt Striker. There's two.
That's two.
We are 1 second away from a new champion.
Look at him. He's not breathing. He's out. CM Punk knows it, too.
And there's Steamboat. It's inevitable. The head drops.
Third one.
And hold on. AJ showing signs of life, and Steamboat sees it.
What?
Great call by Ricky Steamboat.
CM Punk doesn't think that's a great call. He already won.
Ricky Steamboat held on, saw that AJ Styles sensed there was life left there, and AJ's getting the adrenaline rush. Great call by Ricky Steamboat. And AJ is fired up. He's getting his second win. Cover.
Oh, count of two in the lariat. And another one.
Another 2 count. AJ Styles taking that head off of CM Punk twice.
What a hard-hitting maneuver there by AJ. As this is desperation time for the Pure Wrestling Champion.
And Punk's going for the sleeper hold. It's all over if he gets it.
Oh!
That's what knocked out Jimmy Rave!
And that's it. AJ Styles is victorious.
What a match! What a first title defense! The Pure Wrestling title is on the map. And you know what, Samoa Joe better watch out, because this Pure Wrestling title is going to be prestigious, and there is nothing he can do about it.
And still, Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Each of you, tonight, respectively, are champions in their own right. You with your belt, and you with yours. Equally, in tonight's arena. As true professional wrestlers here tonight, in front of this crowd, in this Ring of Honor, shake hands to acknowledge each of you as a champion. Hey boy, the champions are talking. You can sit in your corner. Tonight we have two Ring of Honor champions in their own right. I didn't realize it was mutual microphone night, so let me show you how it's done. Mickey. I don't know if you've had laser eye surgery, but Ray Charles could have seen that his hand dropped 3 times. No, you shut up and show me respect. He is the past, and I am the future, and I am your new king. I was robbed again tonight. So I'm going to hand this microphone over. Make sure it's on before you speak into it, and I'll accept your apology. And then you got up in my face and told me to stay away, old man. Tonight, as the match was going on, you got up in my face and you said, "What are you going to do about it, old man?" Let me tell you something, you young, blonde hair, Ric Flair look-alike. You think tonight in the middle of this ring, in this Ring of Honor, that you're going to reign on my parade, and if you think that you want to jump all over this and try to capture some minute bit of glory that you'll be able to go home and brag about it, in the 20 years and over 6,000 matches that I've had, I have probably forgotten all that you remember. And let that be a warning to you.